create their own ranks, their own permissions, coordinate. It has built-in voice chat. So our squads also have built-in voice chat. So you can just join an outfit and immediately be in voice over IP. You don't have to go to a specific server for them to talk to them or anything. The outfit leaders can set up different permissions for who can talk, if only officers can talk. You can create multiple channels for all that sort of stuff. So it's a really in-depth and really robust outfit system. You can also customize. So like, I want to have my outfit look a certain way. Outfits, I guess. Outfit uniforms, there you go. So you have all kinds of different outfit customizability that allows you to really make sure that your outfit looks distinct and stands out from other people. That's something that's really important to us too, is if you see these guys coming, you kind of know who they are and what they're all about. If it's a Liberator group, he's flying a Liberator gunship here, you'll really get a good feeling for those guys being really professional Liberator guys, because you know that this outfit really specializes in that type of gameplay. The Liberator's not as exciting when there's not a gunner and they're firing a massive cannon on the bottom of it. It's just showing off. This is why he's known as like the guy who can't fly. Excellent work. Excellent work. Another thing that we have in besides the outfit level is sort of one step down from that is platoons. Platoons are groups of squads, essentially, that are able to coordinate on a larger scale. And then we have squads, which anybody who plays any kind of shooter should be familiar with, or if you play MMOs, it's very much similar to a group. This is a small tactical group that is, you can spawn with your squad leader, but one of the things that sets our squads apart is we actually have squad leader as a certification tree too. So if you have a squad leader who spent a lot of time in leveling up squad leader abilities, he's going to be able to do a lot of really cool things that make your squad better, like that squad spawning mechanic. You don't have access to squad spawning just by default if you join a random squad, but if your squad leaders unlock squad spawning as an ability, now suddenly you have this really cool way to enter the world to quickly get back into combat. And other squad abilities are going to allow them to do things like create squad waypoints, that fighting in the vicinity of those waypoints gives you bonus experience. So you could put a waypoint for something like, I want to have a tank support here, and players who bring tanks in are going to be able to gain additional experience in there. That's one of the things we call the mission system. The mission system is a really important way for players to be able to coordinate easily without necessarily having to be in an outfit, without necessarily having to have spent months playing the game to be able to figure out how to play these massive battles. All you need to do is look for a mission that exists. I'm surprised you got them. Your weapons are not really well suited for taking out Max. Maxes are another one of our classes. This is a really iconic class from the original Planetside. So he has two different weapons that he can put on each arm, and right now he has an anti-infantry weapon on his left arm and an anti-air weapon, like a flak cannon, over on his right arm. So fighting against something very armored like this tank that's in front of him, or that Max, isn't going to work very well because it doesn't have any anti-vehicle weapons in there, but he managed to pull it off. So the mission system, going back to that, basically allows us to say if you need to be able to get something like a Galaxy, which is our transport ship, to a certain area, a squad leader who's unlocked these different abilities to create missions can select a transport logistics mission, place it there, and anybody who's signed up in the world for looking at transport missions because they want to know something they can do right now that's valuable in their Galaxy, is to be able to go on the map and see that mission and that it exists and just fly over there and know that they can do the thing that they want to do and be useful right there. It's a really kind of seamless, easy way for commanders who are sort of the more invested, strategic thinking players to be able to rally the forces that maybe just jumping in and just want to have a kick-ass FPS experience with 1,000 other players and might not necessarily want to do all the work involved in learning how to coordinate and all that sort of stuff. So to us, that's the way to get the guys who are sort of more casual FPS players really ramped up and involved in playing the larger scale war games like this in Planetside 2. Having worked in this game, and we're really proud of it. And honestly, it's a really incredible engine. Those of you, I think you guys saw while we were outside a little bit, I was talking, so I wasn't paying too much attention. But some of the lighting effects that are available in here, some of the different like high detail on character models and on different vehicles, things like that. The amount of detail that's there is enormous. One of the things that's really amazing about it is that we're not even in the highest detail settings right now, or lighting settings or anything. We built this engine to be really future-proof. There's settings in this game that you can turn on right now that will drive the best systems in the world to a complete halt. And we're doing that intentionally because we want 10 years from now this game to still be able to look really good. So when new video card technology comes out, you're going to be able to take advantage of that in Planetside 2 right away. But I think one of the critical pieces is that as a free-to-play game, we didn't want to make a game that just required you to have the best computer in the world either. So we still have a lot of optimization to go, and we're still figuring out exactly where our minimum system specs are going to be. But one of our goals is to make sure that this game doesn't just run on the biggest behemoth computer in the world. We're looking back a couple years right now. We have lots of different systems that we're testing that can all run the game. And we'll be talking a lot more about system specs and what sort of minimum specs are going to be required a little bit later on. But it's definitely one of our goals to make sure that the game is as accessible as possible to as many people as possible. Sure. So as Adam's running around here and he's capturing lots of objectives and killing lots of players and getting himself killed at the same time, in real time, all of this stuff is going to essentially like a leaderboard system. So we have what we call the wall of data, which tracks information about everything that happens in the game, every kill that happens in the game, every friend request that you get, and all that stuff we're going to be externalizing to people, so that you can actually build your own web apps, you can build your own iPad apps, you can basically build any kind of tools that you want for your outfit or for your website to be able to show off different types of statistics. If you wanted to be able to have your own special view of leaderboards over the last hour, you're going to be able to build that using our wall of data service. And Adam, actually, can you pop into the profile screen really quick and take a look at that? So a lot of these things are in, go to leaderboards or go to stats. So you can see here that a lot of the stuff is already sort of in the game too. Adam's got a new character, so he has about a huge amount of kills over time. But you can kind of imagine if you were playing for a year, you'd be able to see things like, I want to know what my kill-death ratio was in August. You'd be able to see that right there visualized in the graph. You can see what kind of guys you're killing, what sort of dudes are getting kills on you. So if you go to my deaths, you'll see that Adam's been killed quite a bit by his own empire. It's about 1/3 of his kills were on his own empire. Like being able to see your current conquest information, what bases I've captured, what areas I've captured within the world, so you can really get a good tactical rundown on what's happening in the game world while you're sitting at work. And then you can flip over to the other tab on the thing and just really quickly go right into voice chat and say, hey guys, we're losing this base and so-and-so. I need you guys to log in right now and go capture the base. And people who are on their iPhones and all over the world are going to be able to get that message because it's all going to be going through that our in-game voice chat. So if you have the app installed, you're going to be able to communicate whether you're in the game or not. So all this stuff, and we can show you guys a little bit later when we get back to the office. But it's really exciting, and we really feel like this is kind of a new frontier for online gaming, is this sort of connectivity and the ability for us to create these tools that allow players to connect in the way that they want to, not necessarily in the way that we give them. If they want to connect however they want, we're trying to open it up to give them the accessibility to be able to do that. How are we doing on time? Sure. Okay. So Adam, do you want to pop into a vehicle and kind of do a fly through here really quick, and then we'll kind of open it up to if you guys have anything specifically that you've been wondering about or wanted to ask about, or anything specifically that you want to see in the game right now while we have it up. Again, when we get back to the office, I can show you guys any of the stuff that you want to see there too. But if there's anything that you wanted to see that was piquing your curiosity, or anything that you didn't hear me, yeah, now's the time. So, any requests?
Yeah,
Requests?
those with cameras, if you want certain angles or anything, let us know.
Yeah.
Laser weapons.
Laser weapons, sure. So we were looking a little bit earlier, you might have seen some of them. When you were fighting against some bonding characters, they were firing quite a few laser weapons. All the bonding weapons are all energy weapons. So they have a variety of either kind of more laser-focused weapons or plasma-focused weapons, depending on whether we want it to be like a fast projectile or a slow projectile. But yeah, when we get back to the office, we'll have you play as a bonding character so you can actually feel those energy weapons yourself. Anything else? All right, so Adam, do you want to do a quick tour through Indoor really quick, just kind of loop around? And we'll take a look, yeah, without crashing. Do your best. And we'll see how it looks. You can see inside the cockpit here we have the cockpit in 3D is actually giving you all the information. You can look around in 3D too. You can also tell just from this angle, like the amount of draw distance there is. If you were looking off, like look off to the left again, dude. Like if there was a battle happening over at that biolab, you would be able to be seeing that entire battle as it's happening from the air here. So all the tracers firing, all the vehicles getting destroyed. You really get an amazing sense of the scale of the warfare that's happening in the game from the air, this perspective, which is really cool. Can you work the client time too? No, just do client time warp, like 1500. No, space warp. Space warp, dude. So depending on whether we have it on the client, on this client or not, yeah. So you should be able to start seeing that the time of day is shifting here as we crank it up. I guess this command's not available on this client. So we can show you this later. But oh, did you? Let me see it again. Oh, get rid of that one. Yeah. All right, like go down to the desert area too. I wanted to go through the warp. I guess we want the warp command under. So. This continent, rather than just being sort of like the same old thing, as you fly through different areas of it, it actually ends up looking quite a bit different. And different landforms sort of give you access to different tactics too. This area we're going into now, this lowland desert area, is really designed for more vehicle-focused warfare. It's a lot more open than the canyon area, which we'll show last. That highlands area has a lot of tree cover, so infantry characters can kind of run from tree to tree and be safe from air vehicles a little bit more. And get in some of those dense little pockets of trees, and ground vehicles aren't going to be able to get them as easily. Review not only of the game and some of the meta mechanics, but also the stuff that you guys are going to be playing later. Like we were talking about, you guys are going to have a chance to chat with us about whatever questions you have about the game or anything that we didn't cover, anything that you feel like you wanted to get a little bit more information about. Happened there in the middle, that was kind of a bummer. But, you know, this is great, so that's what it is. No song and dance routine. This is actually our beta server. We don't have like a strong, like a specific demo thing that we created and made sure that it was perfect for it. This is it. This is the game. So.
On that note.
Good workout. All right, anyway, so thanks you guys for coming. I'm looking forward to being able to talk to you guys back then. I hope you guys are looking forward to actually getting to jump in and play the game once we get back to the SOE headquarters.